Now, Jameis Winston decided to address the media.
Thank God. I wish he'd do it every day.
I know. He's a real piece of work, isn't he? It's just fun to hear him talk. So let's see what...
Does not lack any confidence, does he?
See what he has to say today following his workouts in Ann Arbor.
First off, before we start anything, I want to let y'all know I made mistakes. I know I have a past.
Okay.
But right now it's about
that's
me
the end of
moving
that.
forward and earning the trust of all these 32 teams out there. You know?
All 32.
You only need one.
I'm a competitor, and I know what I'm capable of doing, so I will be throwing tomorrow at the combine.
Ooh.
It's great.
How's your shoulder?
Is it hurting?
They manhandled me very roughly. My shoulder is dislocated, literally. It's hurting me very badly. I'm in pain all the time.
You can't turn the ball over that much, and it's also a game where a short memory give you a long time in the NFL. You know, and I'm always a positive guy, so I never view the negatives, and I never even think about negatives at all.
Are you more than 7 inches?
Nice that the
Than
NFL...
spending the time on my shoulder today.
Nice that the NFL Network airs this, but you can't hear the questions.
I know. Come on. Why is this such a problem for so many people?
Just like everyone else. You know, I've been playing football since I was 4 years old, and my shoulder has been fine. Sir?
You're not feeling any discomfort at all?
No, sir. I got the same shoulder I done had the past 2 years at Florida State.
You're fully erect!
What? What kind of answer is that?
Wait a second. Did he just say he has the same shoulder he had at Florida State the last 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
What? Okay.
Well, I thought you were injured, so is he not injured?
When they took the lead, we took the initiative to show that we deserve to be in this predicament that we were in.
It's all kind of a mystery with Jameis, isn't it?
Actions. You know, I got to do everything by my actions, and it's not time to explain about what I'm going to do. But when I do get to a city and to a team, you know, I plan on getting involved in the community, you know, and create an image, a positive image, and put everything else behind me.
Oh, so that was somebody's been jamming that down his throat the last few weeks.
Wow, he does have an image he needs to fix.
I'm sure
we almost need a tote board for all his incidences.
Incidences? I'm sure he really, when he goes down to sleep at night, he thinks, I got to get to a new city and get involved in the community and do some community service and work with kids. And, I mean, I'm sure that's really what he thinks of, not of throwing 80-yard touchdown passes or of signing a $20 million contract, anything like that.
The MRI was done yesterday.
Did you see what Lovie Smith said about you a couple days ago? How he basically said, look,
What Lovie Smith said?
things he did, they weren't all good, but he was exonerated of the rape allegation and some of the others.
That's a good question.
Just immaturity. Did you see what he had to say?
What did he say? What did Lovie Smith say?
That he was acquitted of the rape problem. You know, just kind of he's got to go forward. He had problems off the field. He's got to go forward. I mean, he's basically asking about the rape question.
Okay.
I didn't see what he had to say, but my job as a quarterback is to be the face of a franchise, and any franchise that is, and I got to do that, you know, and my job is to win games and hopefully win Super Bowls, you know, and I know that that's a big responsibility. You know, this is a job up here, and whatever behind me is behind me, so it's a new face.
Jameis, is your baseball career over?
Right now, I'm just focusing on football. You know, I'm a quarterback. And this is actually the first time I've ever just had an off season just to work on being a quarterback. I've been playing baseball.
No stupid classes? No stupid study? None of that dumb stuff. Just
football.
being a quarterback.
I mean, I was a pitcher. That might be why the shoulder thing. But, I mean, this is my first time having an off season.
He's a baseball pitcher.
But I thought your shoulder was the same
That
the
might be
last
why
2
the
years,
shoulder
but then you
thing.
said you had a whole year to focus on just football. Right?
Ability. You know, this is a job up here, and whatever behind me is behind me. So it's a new face.
Jameis, is your baseball career over?
Right now, I'm just focusing on football. You know, I'm a quarterback, and this is actually the first time I've
something
ever
oddly
just
likable
had
about him.
off-season.
I know, there is.
I've been playing
Somebody
baseball.
said he was very
I mean, I
ebullient.
was a pitcher.
There's something really cute about him.
Shoulder thing. But I mean, this is my first time having an off season, you know, and I love it. I love just putting everything to football, you know.
You, that's all you care about.
And that is true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
Not much, you know, but what I do tell them is I have to earn your trust. You know, and I can't talk about the situations or anything like that in the past, but what I can do is prove to you and let you watch me grow into being the face of your franchise.
Alabama linebacker Trey Dupreece and Oregon linebacker Eddie Washington, table 6.
What? Nobody cares about those guys. There's going to be nobody at those other two players' tables.
I believe everything that happens here is very important. You know, I don't look at any part as being, you know, more important because this is our first job interview. You know, of course I want to make a first impression because first impressions last a long time, but I also want to be about what I'm saying. Buddy. You know, I'm a young man, but now I'm going to the next level to take a grown man's position, and that's important to me. You know, football is my passion. You know, I've been doing this since I was young, and I know the responsibilities that I have to take upon when I'm going to be the face of someone's franchise.
How coached has this guy been? I mean, he's not doing that bad a job.
You know, I'm not into no competition type of thing. You know, I'm out here to win games, you know, and be the face of someone's franchise. You know, this is not no competition just between me and Mariota, because one thing about me, I plan on winning the Super Bowl the next year, so it's going to be Jameis versus Peyton Manning's and Jameis versus Tom Brady's. You know, I want to be viewed like that. You know, this is
next year.
After all
he's playing. He's planning to win the Super Bowl next year.
He wants to be involved in the greatest quarterback of all time conversation next year.
I guess so.
Oh, Jameis, you had me until that, man.
Wow. He definitely went off the script there.
Hey, don't call me bitch. I'm a grown man.
Wow.
He really went off the script there.
Well, I don't
know. It's not a big tune-out. It's not big. If he's confident, it's good to be confident.
He does not lack confidence.
I don't think a lot of veteran players on his team are going to want to hear that necessarily out of the chute, that he's going to lead them to the Super Bowl, and be in the conversation with Tom Brady and
how about
Peyton
being
Manning.
the face of the franchise, too?
Well,
there's some veterans that might be a little weary of that.
It's a bit dramatic. Maybe get the cart before the horse in a couple cases. But he is oddly likable. I agree with you 100%.
He's going to be good.
About, Jameis Winston.
I think he will. I'm not entirely sold.
For the next 15 to 20 years of my career.
Bryce Petty.
What was that? About the next 15, 20 years?
Mariota. But I want my name to stay relevant for the next 15 to 20 years of my career.
Bryce Petty said that your greatest attribute is how you compartmentalize things mentally. Marcus Mariota said that all motivation comes from doubt, but you have to have that short memory you talked about. As far as
he does have the shortest memory of any human ever.
Which do you use to
probably
fuel yourself?
Well, definitely compartmentalizing is all a form of confidence. You know, when you got confidence in yourself, you can go out there and do anything and still believe in yourself. And one thing about me, I'm always staying positive. So I'm a confident person. People may think that by that as arrogance, but I'm just out there confidence because when my team look at me, they gonna see a smile on my face because I'm gonna tell them, you know what we capable of doing, and we not finna go down with no loss because all we want is a W, and that's the main thing.
What? It's so spaced out.
We're not going down with some loss.
What?
We're not going down with some loss.
Hey, by the way, look on the screen. Look at the measurables between him and Mariota.
Read them.
Same exact height, 6'3" and 3/4. Which, if you look at both of them play, Jameis looks a lot bigger, right?
Yeah, it does.
They disappeared off the screen.
Oh.
Basically, every measurable is the same, except Jameis is 7 pounds heavier, and Mariota has like a quarter inch of a bigger hand.
Go out there and do anything and still believe in yourself. And one thing about me, I'm always staying positive. So I'm a confident person. People may think that by that as arrogance, but I'm just out there confidence because when my team look at me, they gonna see a smile on my face because I'm gonna tell them, you know what we capable of doing, and we not finna go down with no loss because all we want is a W, and that's the main thing.
That's very on par with 86. It's very on par with what he said here.
And they said, we got this, Jameis. And I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
And grow up and all those kind of things. And obviously, he struggled in his first year in the NFL. how can you convince teams that that's not going to happen to you? And how does Johnny's situation impact you? Maintain your
of another player.
Johnny Manziel
I'm a
question.
different person. I'm Jameis Winston, and that's another guy.
Person.
But what I came up here to say that I am here to gain the trust of all 32 teams.
How can you convince them of that that's not going to happen to you, that you're going to live up to
Great follow-up question.
My actions. We'll see in the year. You know,
What'd she say? He spaced me out completely. I'm sorry. What's just happened?
I
completely spaced out.
She's asking him, the Johnny football comparisons because there's a lot of off-field stuff.
Yeah.
There last year, and that's when he said that he's Jameis Winston and it's different. She goes, yeah, but how are you going to prove that to the teams?
Well, Johnny Manziel's in clubs and bars, and he's at all these events. Jameis is, he's
just off
got
field.
distractions, but they're different. They're sort of, most of them are behind him, I think. I think it's fair.
I agree, but just off-field distractions in general. But he doesn't answer the question, so she asks again.
At a girl.
What do you do? And he just says, we'll see in a year.
Okay.
To gain the trust of all 32 teams.
How can you convince them of that's not going to happen to you, that you're going to live up to what you're saying here today?
My actions. We'll see in the year. You can't predict the future. I can't predict the future. But what I can do right now is do what I need to do to be the face of a franchise.
Jameis, as you stand there right now, what have you learned from those mistakes off the
somebody
field?
Hammered into him the face of the franchise line.
You're not kidding.
Well, one thing that helped me realize about all my mistakes is getting a chance to be around the kids. I went to
What?
elementary in Tallahassee, and when I see how those kids look up to me, I feel bad about myself. The hardest thing is just being real with yourself and just letting you know.
I feel bad about taking that girl home and having sex with her in front of my roommates
with my hands on my hips,
while they're filming
the
stuff,
door open.
and then giving her a ride home on my scooter and not even knowing her name and stuff.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
That's what he's doing.
Weird answer.
It's really bizarre. They must you should get the children in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You love the children looking up to you. You're doing this for the children.
And don't forget, you want to be the face of a franchise.
Boy, don't ever forget that. All right, more from Jameis Winston.
Pounded by our texters.
Keep it coming, texters, because I think we'll play a little more. We were going to just move on. But
we're reading all of them.
I think I'd like to maybe hear a little more Jameis after the update. Okay, Jameis is in Ann Arbor today. We caught about the first 10 minutes of the conversation, and it seems you can't go wrong with Jameis. He's just taking questions.
He's very likable at times, but then he'll just say something that
he's in
you wonder
India
what he's
today
thinking.
for the combine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He thinks he's going to be in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning next year.
The conversation next year will not be
where'd it go?
Mariota and Winston. The conversation next year will be Jameis Winston and Tom Brady, and who is the best quarterback ever.
Here's a recap in case you missed.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is what you missed that we played earlier. If you weren't here at quarter 4.
I'm not into no competition type of thing. I'm out here to win games. And be the face of someone's franchise. This is not no competition just between me and Mariota. Because one thing about me, I plan on winning the Super Bowl the next year. So it's going to be Jameis versus Peyton Manning's and Jameis versus Tom Brady's. I want to be viewed like that. This after all this combine stuff, you're not going to hear no more about Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. But I want my name to stay relevant for the next 15 to 20 years of my career.
I want my name to stay relevant for the next 15 or 20 years. Okay.
There's so many double negatives in there.
Yeah, he has not mastered the double negative, or losing the double negative.
As a texter pointed out, he's very Ricky Henderson-esque at times.
Very much,
He's not as bad as Ricky.
Tenses aren't a real priority.
That short memory you talk about, as far as mental aspects go of your game, which of those do you do well and which do you use to go out there to fuel yourself?
Well, definitely, compartmentalizing is all a form of confidence. When you got confidence in yourself, you can go out there and do anything and still believe in yourself. And one thing about me, I'm always staying positive. So I'm a confident person. People may think by that as arrogance, but I'm just out there confident because when my team look at me, they're going to see a smile on my face because I'm going to tell them, what we capable of doing, and we not finna go down with no loss because all we want is a W, and that's the main thing.
Oh, boy.
Johnny Manziel stood up here and said all the right things about how he's going to put his past behind him and grow up and all those kind of things, and obviously his struggle.
You pull your record, you people!
Convince teams that's not going to happen to you. And how does Johnny...
Are you more than 7 inches?
I can't speak on behalf of another player because I'm a different
She's comparing Johnny Manziel.
That's another guy. But what I came up here to say that I am here to gain the trust of all 32 teams.
How can you convince them of that that's not going to happen to you, that you're going to live up to what you're saying here today?
My actions. We'll see in a year. You know, you can't predict the future.
So
I can't
just
predict
trust
the future,
me.
But what I can do right now,
just trust me. I'm not going to do anything stupid.
What I need to do to be the face of a franchise.
Jameis, as you stand there right now, what have you learned from those mistakes off the field that you can apply to being a better person off the field in the future?
Well, one thing that helped me realize about all my mistakes is getting a chance to build
all my mistakes.
The kids. You know, I went to read at this elementary in Tallahassee.
Especially that girl I picked up from the bar.
Up to me. I feel bad about myself. You know, the hardest thing is just being real with yourself and just letting you know that you let somebody down. You know, I'm a family person, but when I look in little kids' eyes and I see like, dang, that little kid may have seen something on TV that, you know, he could say anything he want to say about me. And then I got a 7-year-old brother at home that's looking up to me every single day. So right then I'm like, I can't disappoint that little man. Because that's my little brother. I'm his inspiration.
So that's why he's going to behave now?
In a way, he living towards me. When I went home, he showed me my high school video, and he said, J-Boo, that's me. And it was me on the film, you know? So I got so many people to inspire, and I got so many little kids looking up to me, not only as a quarterback, but as a person.
Where am I?
And I want to be that role model for them.
What was it like?
He was looking at the TV and realized he was on the TV.
What was it like working with Jim Harbaugh?
Oh, great question.
It was just critical to get some advice from a great coach like he is, and I had a fun time at Ann Arbor.
That was it?
And,
how much freedom you have?
Play calls at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I had freedom to check and audible to run past situations, but I had a great coach now with Coach Fisher, and our quarterbacks coach, Coach Sanders, was tremendous. So working with those guys and gaining their trust was very important to me, and I trusted them. You know, just at the next level, I'm going to have to trust my quarterback coach, my offensive coordinator. So that's one thing that I'm very open to doing, is being able to call protections. And something
Jameis Winston, press conference after the Ann Arbor version of the
at Florida State
pre-combine.
You're getting multiple reads.
Of course. A lot of people thought I was fat, but you know, I'm here. I'm proving everybody wrong. You know what I'm saying? I look good, and I know it.
Oh boy! See, just when he sucks you in, he says something to make you hate him.
Yeah.
Well, it was a hard decision, especially.
Was really hard. It was not a hard decision.
You know, because I hate to lose, but at the end of the day, it's about the family.
Oh boy!
You know, one thing else. I mean, it's 4 offensive linemen that I have at this combine: Nick O'Leary and Rashad Green. If you were playing quarterback at Florida State, what would you do?
There's 4 offensive linemen are leaving?
And his skills as is transfer well to an NFL passing offense?
Of course, but the thing is, I don't even know how good I really am yet. Like I said, this is the first offseason that I've had since I was 4 years old.
Okay.
I never, ever been in February talking to media, especially in playing quarterback. You know, this is the first time I ever played quarterback all year round. And I'm so happy. I'm happy to just be a quarterback right now.
Yeah, because he hates school.
How important is it for you to be the #1 pick, and is that your expectation?
It's important to me because I know how hard I've worked. And it would be a privilege to get accepted by the Glazer family at Tampa. And I know that I have to gain their trust. I know I got to gain a lot of people's trust. But whatever happens.
All right, whatever.